Hello and welcome to Rita's Roost and the Quilted Chicken Farm. Well, I hope I'm going to make this a pretty short video. This is February the 7th, and if you're sewing along in the sampler, sew along with me and Mona and Lisa and Rowena, you're working on the Alpine Cross. And there's my Alpine Cross, but it's not sewed together yet. But I've got the pieces made, and I've even got the little half square triangles made, and they're just stuck up there. And I'm fixing to sew them together, but I'll tell you what, it's not part of our sampler sew along, but on my board back here, I've been working on the what's that, pieces? Can't even think of the name of this one now. Isn't that awful? My memory's about gone. But this goes to another quilt. But while I was working on that one and taking this other one down, I got to thinking, I'm going to make one for my sampler quilt. It's not part of the plan or the design, but I've got my pieces from my Cadence collection that I'm making my sampler quilt with, and I'm going to make me a cross one. I know it's not part of the plan, but you know, that's the thing about quilting. You can, everybody might use the same pattern, but everybody might make it different. Everybody use a different color. Everybody use a different design. Everybody sews them different. Might be the same pattern, but they're all going to be different. But I'm putting a cross in my sampler quilt. So that's going to be from my heart. But now we're going to see if we can sew these Alpine Cross together. The pattern is located on Delaware Quilt and it's called Alpine Cross. And I've already cut and done that much. Let's see, where do I want to start? I'm going to take this one. Let's see if we can do this. Don't know how long it's going to take. And somebody asked about lining them up. Even these little corners here, I use my fingers and I can feel when they nest in there the way I want them to go. So a scant 1/4 inch. I'm going to get the next set. I'm going to pick this one up and turn it that way. Boy, it's easy to get these turned wrong. Now I'm going to get my little piece of fabric here on the end. Cut that off. Let me tilt you down just a little bit. Now these two pieces are kind of chained together. They're chained together. There's just a little thread or two holding them. But I'm going to fold them like that. And I'm going to make them seam one go one way and one go the other way. Straighten them up as I go. Now it took quite a bit of sewing and cutting to get them to this step. It really did. I hadn't trimmed my little dog ears off. Let me trim that. That's just little dog ears that I hadn't trimmed. Now there's one part. Here's my, let's scoot that table a little closer. Is my iron on? I hate it when my iron goes off and I'm wanting to iron and it's not hot. Don't you hate that? Wake up. Wake up. It's just a little iron I bought at the dollar store one day. And it don't stay on very long. and the cord on it's not very long, so I'm not bragging on that part of it. All right, how does that go? That the way that goes? I think so, don't you? Now let's pick up this piece and sew this one on there. Now one more. I'm going to give it a press before I put it back up there. Now, let's sew these two. And I haven't trimmed them dog ears. I will eventually. Just going to pick up that one and that one. Get my little ender here. Now they're hooked together so that, see, they won't come apart. I'm going to fold that one over. They fit. I'm gonna feel to see if they feel right. Get my little piece. That if you put that little piece there for you newbies, you won't have to hold that thread. Because sometimes if I don't do that, you have to hold the threads when you start, and it just you have to let go of something that you're trying to hold straight. Now let's see if that looks right. It looks the same. They look the same, don't they? You think they look the same? Well, let's pick up this one and fold it over there. This would be better if I had it down here on my table. But last night when I had made these pieces ahead of time, I put them up there on the wall, and I had look at them. Because actually it took a little turning and figuring them out to get them right. And the other block in the sew along this week was the heart. But like I told you, I'm making the other one. Alright, there's that piece. They look the same, don't they? Let's go ahead and give that a press. You know what? I'm not putting it back up there. I'm going to put it right here this time. I'm going to put it right there. And we're gonna sew these three together. Get that piece. Now I'm gonna sew this onto the other end here. This is the easy part. Keep you some scissors handy. And I'm going to press it to the dark side. That's just a kind of a rule of thumb, if you can, to press it to the dark side. Now I'm going to put it down here. And I'm going to flip it over here. And I'm going to sew it onto this one. Let me feel. The middle seams is the ones that's important, so I'm going to fill them and line them up. I get to that middle, then I'll kind of take this far end and line it up. Now, I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to pick up another one of this one. I'm going to get that one. And I'm going to get this one. Let me go back to this first one here. Now I'm going to press that. There's half of it. We're half done with it. I have an unorganized mess here, but even with my unorganized mess, I get a little something done. And I've got some other things to do today, so I'm not going to sit here and sew all day. But I thought I'd just chat with you just a minute. I've got them chained together. I'm going to fold it over. Gonna line them up with my fingers. I'm gonna feel it, and you can feel where it goes into place. I'll tell you what, we're gonna do this next one. We're gonna pick this one up too. Get this show on the road. And that one. All I've got left over on the wall is that one piece. Now I'm going to take this one. We got this one. So I'm going to give it a press. Pressing them is an important step for you newbies to keep them nice and flat. There's that. Let's see. Let me figure out where it goes. I may have to put it back over there on the wall to figure out those out. I'm going to do that, you know. I'm going to hang it back up and look at it to make sure I didn't get something wrong. Okay, there's those. Oh, I think my doggy's over there looking for a toy. I think she found it. I hope she don't bring it to me. I hope she plays with it by herself and don't bring it here. Because sometimes she brings and tries to put it up in my lap. Your doggies do that too? We love our doggies, but sometimes they get a little annoying. About the time you start something, they'll need to go out, or they want you to play with them, or they'll need something. They're just kind of like our babies. And of course, my babies are all grown and got babies, my children. All right, I'm going to have to look at it to make sure I don't put something wrong. You think it looks right? What do you think? Is it right now? I'm looking at it in the camera as I'm talking to you guys to make sure it doesn't look like anything's off. Sometimes I'll sew them together and not even realize I've made a mistake. Alright, we're going to put this one right here. I wish you guys could talk to me through the video. That way, if it was wrong, you say, no, don't do that. You're making a mistake. Now, there's that piece. I'm going to take this other one and put it right there. We've got one more seam to make. There's that piece. Let me give this a press. And it's going to go right there. This one seam. I'm going to start lining it up right there. Then I'm going to start right here, and then those edges come together right there. Get that little tail I use. And there's my Alpine Cross. I hope it's all right and I didn't mess something up. If I did, I'm not seeing it now. You'll have to tell me if I did. Let me give it one more press, that last seam. Looky there. The corners match up just pretty good, don't they? Alpine Cross is what that one's called. Now, now I'm going to start. I'm not going to sew all of this one, but I'm going to start on my cross one. Because it's going in my sampler quilt. Not part of the plan. But it's my quilt, so I can put what I want to in it. And if you're doing a quilt, you can put what you want in it. Hard reaching. And since the pattern to this is in a written pattern that I bought and paid for, I'm not going to give you the measurements for it. Well, I didn't trim that one very good, did I? There's a little tail on it. Can you see that? I'm just going to take my scissors and... Alright, I'm stopping for now. I hope you guys all have a very blessed day, and I hope your blocks are coming along for if you're sewing along with us. I've got 1, 2, 3. Whoop, let me tilt that up. I got those 3 at the top. I got those 2. There's 2 down here. So I'm coming along. It'll take about 20 blocks to make a good sized quilt top, and then put cornerstones and sashing. But we'll get it. We were only going to do 1 block a week, so it's okay. It's okay. This is going to go on for a while. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.